It is a Tuesday morning. You are standing in the laundry aisle at the grocery store. In front of you is a 152-ounce jug of liquid laundry detergent, $32.49. The label says it does 110 loads. You do 8 loads of laundry a week in your household. That jug will last you 13 days. You put it in the cart because you have no choice. You have bought this jug, or one exactly like it, every 2 weeks for as long as you can remember. The price has gone up every year quietly, until a product that cost $12 15 years ago now costs $32, and nobody seems to have noticed. You spend approximately $850 a year on laundry detergent, $32 every 13 days, 52 weeks a year. $850 going to a company that puts synthetic fragrances, optical brighteners, and petroleum-derived surfactants into a plastic jug and calls it clean. Now walk into our farmhouse washroom in location. On the shelf above the wash basin are 3 ingredients: a bar of Fell's Naphtha soap, $1.29, a box of washing soda, $3.47, a box of borax, $4.99. Total cost of everything on that shelf, $9.75. Those 3 ingredients, in the proportions my grandmother used, make enough laundry detergent to wash 300 loads. A full year of washing, 1 trip to the store, no plastic jug every 2 weeks, no synthetic fragrances soaking into your family's clothing every day. My grandmother washed laundry for a household of 9 people on this same recipe for 40 years. The clothes came out clean. The whites stayed white. The work clothes lost their grease. And the water that drained out smelled of soap, not of a petrochemical fragrance designed in a laboratory to make you associate clean with a smell that has nothing to do with clean. I am. Name. I farm in location, and on this channel we share the fixes that worked before the industry convinced you that you needed their product. Today I am walking you through the complete Amish laundry method, the 3 ingredients, the real chemistry behind each one, the exact recipe, how to adjust it for different fabrics and water types, what it does not do, and the honest math on what you are spending every year and what you could be spending instead. By the end of this video, you will never buy a $32 jug of detergent again. Laundry cleaning requires 3 actions: surfaction, lifting soil and grease off fabric fibers; alkalinity, breaking down oils, greases, and protein-based stains; and water softening, neutralizing the mineral ions in hard water that interfere with soap. Commercial detergent accomplishes all 3 with synthetic chemicals: petroleum-derived surfactants for surfaction, sodium carbonate or silicate for alkalinity, zeolites or phosphates for water softening. Then the manufacturer adds optical brighteners, fluorescent compounds that make fabric look whiter than it actually is, plus synthetic fragrance, often a mixture of dozens to hundreds of individual chemicals the manufacturer is not required to list individually, because fragrance is treated as a trade secret. Then preservatives, colorants, stabilizers. You are paying $32 for the basic cleaning chemistry, plus a significant markup for compounds designed to make you feel good about the product rather than make your clothes cleaner. The Amish recipe accomplishes the same 3 actions with 3 ingredients that have done exactly that since before the Civil War. Fell's naphtha soap provides surfaction. It is high in sodium talloate and sodium cocoate, the saponified forms of tallow and coconut oil. Soap molecules have 2 ends, one that attaches to grease and one that attaches to water. As wash water agitates, soap molecules surround soil particles in micelles and lift them off the fabric into suspension until rinsed away. This has worked since humans first boiled fat with ash to make soap. Washing soda provides the alkalinity. It is sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, with a pH around 11, significantly more alkaline than baking soda's pH of 8. At that alkalinity, the chemical bonds in grease, oil, and protein stains break down more effectively. Washing soda also reacts with calcium and magnesium ions in hard water, converting them into precipitates that settle out instead of interfering with the soap, giving partial water softening at the same time as the cleaning action. Borax provides additional water softening, stain enhancement, and mild bleaching. It is sodium tetraborate, Na2B4O7, which in wash water converts partly to hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide. The hydrogen peroxide gives a mild oxidizing brightening action on whites in certain stains. The sodium hydroxide adds alkalinity, and borax also chelates calcium and magnesium directly, binding them so they cannot interfere with the soap. Together, these 3 ingredients cover every cleaning action commercial detergent covers, with nothing left behind on fabric that your family's skin sits against all day after the wash. This is a dry powder detergent. It stores indefinitely, needs no preservatives, and dissolves in hot or cold water. You need 1 bar of Fell's naphtha soap, 1 cup of washing soda, and 1 cup of borax. Grate the Fell's naphtha bar on a standard box grater, the same one you use for cheese, using the finer medium holes. If the bar is very soft, refrigerate it 30 minutes first to firm it up. Grating the whole bar takes about 5 minutes. Place the grated soap in a large bowl. Add the washing soda and the borax. Stir until evenly combined into a pale yellow-white powder with small soap shreds throughout. Transfer to any airtight container, glass jar, sealed plastic tub, or tin. Store in a dry location. It does not expire if kept dry. Use 2 tablespoons per standard load, 3 for heavily soiled loads or farm clothes. Add directly to the drum before clothes for front loaders, or to the water before clothes for top loaders. 1 small batch makes about 32 tablespoons, 16 loads. For real efficiency, scale up to a full box of washing soda, 55 ounces, a full box of borax, 76 ounces, and 4 bars of Fell's naphtha. That large batch yields roughly 300 loads, 35 to 40 weeks of laundry for an 8-load-a-week household. Total cost of the large batch, 4 bars of Fell's naphtha at $1.29, $5.16. 1 box of washing soda, $3.47. 1 box of borax, $4.99. $13.62 for 300 loads, against $32.49 for 110 loads of the commercial jug. Fell's naphtha is a true soap, and like all true soap, it dissolves more readily in warm water than cold. In a cold wash, the grated particles can leave small undissolved residue. 2 fixes. First, pre-dissolve it. Measure your 2 tablespoons into a cup. Pour in 1 cup of very hot tap water. Stir 30 seconds until uniform. Then pour that into the wash before adding clothes. Second, grate the soap more finely, since more surface area dissolves faster. A fine grater or food processor gets it close to powder fine. My grandmother washed mostly in warm water. For households washing everything cold, the 30-second pre-dissolve step solves it completely. Hard water, common across the Midwest, Southwest, and Southeast, contains elevated calcium and magnesium that react with soap to form scum instead of letting it clean. The fix is more washing soda. Use 1.5 cups per batch instead of 1 in hard water areas, since washing soda chelates those minerals before the soap ever contacts them. You can also add 1/4 cup of citric acid to the rinse cycle to catch any remaining minerals before they deposit on fabric. Citric acid runs under $3 a pound at the grocery store or a home brewing supplier. The base recipe handles general soil and light staining without help. For stubborn stains, a few old methods add real power. For grease and oil, work a small amount of undiluted dish soap directly into the stain and let it sit 15 to 30 minutes before washing. Dish soap is formulated for cutting grease specifically. For protein stains, blood, egg, dairy, rinse with cold water immediately, never hot, since heat cooks protein into the fabric permanently. Then work a paste of washing soda and water into the stain and let it sit 20 minutes before a cold wash. For grass stains, apply white vinegar directly and let it sit 10 minutes. The acetic acid breaks down the chlorophyll causing the stain. For stains that have already dried, soak the item for 2 to 4 hours in a gallon of warm water with 1 cup of washing soda dissolved in before washing. My grandmother's standard pre-treatment for heavy farm clothes was a 30-minute soak in washing soda water before anything went into the wash. Field soil and animal grease that would challenge any commercial detergent came out clean from that soak, plus a normal wash. This recipe does not produce thick suds the way commercial detergent does. Foam has no cleaning function on its own. It is cosmetic, included to make you feel something is happening. A wash full of suds is not cleaner than a wash with modest suds. This recipe gives modest suds in warm water and very little in cold, and the clothes still come out clean. This recipe is not formulated for high-efficiency machines that require low suds HE detergent. For HE machines, use 1 tablespoon per load instead of 2. dissolved in hot water first. That reduced amount cleans fully while keeping suds within what the machine expects. This recipe contains no optical brighteners. Your whites will be genuinely clean, but will not have the fluorescent blue-white look of commercial detergent. If you want extra whitening, add a half cup of hydrogen peroxide to white loads, a real bleaching agent, not a fluorescent illusion. This recipe has no enzymes. Some commercial detergents include protease, amylase, and lipase enzymes targeting protein, starch, and fat stains specifically. For households with heavy enzymatic staining, infants especially, the pre-treatment steps above compensate in most cases. The fragrance in commercial detergent is typically 80 to 300 individual chemical compounds listed under the single word fragrance because the specific compounds are protected as trade secrets. Among the compounds commonly found are phthalates, plasticizing chemicals associated with endocrine disruption in animal studies, synthetic musks, some of which are bioaccumulative, and benzene derivatives and aldehydes, several classified as potential allergens. These compounds are not meant to wash off in the rinse. They are designed to remain on the fabric, against your skin, every day you wear those clothes. Optical brighteners are fluorescent dyes that sit on fabric and transfer to skin. Several common brightener compounds are classified as potential skin sensitizers, which is why dermatologists frequently recommend fragrance-free, brightener-free detergent for patients with eczema and sensitive skin. The Fells naphtha, washing soda, and borax in our recipe contain none of that. Saponified fats, mined sodium carbonate, mined sodium tetraborate. Simple, old, well-understood chemistry. Commercial laundry detergent as a mass market product appeared in the late 1940s. Before that, American households washed with bar soap, washing soda, and borax, the exact 3 ingredients in this video. The synthetic detergent industry emerged after World War II when petrochemical companies needed commercial uses for synthetic chemicals developed during wartime. The consumer market was built through advertising that linked synthetic detergent to modernity and linked bar soap to the old-fashioned past. It worked. Within 15 years, the 3-ingredient system that had cleaned American families' clothes for generations was pushed off the shelf by a product that now costs $32 for 13 days and contains compounds your great-grandmother would not have recognized as cleaning products. Her laundry came out just as clean. Her family's skin was not in daily contact with phthalates and synthetic musk. Her budget was not $850 a year. The difference is not that her system stopped working. It is that the industry needed a market and found one in your laundry room. Commercial detergent for an 8-load-a-week household. $32.49 every 13 days. 28 purchases a year. $910 a year. Over 10 years, $9,100. The Amish system for the same household. One large batch a year, $13.62. Over 10 years, $136. 10-year savings, just under $9,000 from one recipe change. One trip to the store, 30 minutes of grating and mixing. Go to the store today. Walk past the $32 jugs. Find washing soda and borax, usually in the laundry aisle near specialty cleaners, and Fell's naphtha, usually in the bar soap section. If your store does not carry Fell's naphtha, any unscented, saponified oil bar soap works. Ivory, Castile, or pure coconut oil soap. Buy 1 bar, 1 box of washing soda, 1 box of borax, under $10 total. Grate the soap, mix the 3 ingredients, store in a sealed container. Tonight, wash 1 load with 2 tablespoons. Pull it from the dryer and smell it. It will smell of nothing, because genuinely clean fabric has no smell. The fragrance in the commercial jug is the industry covering up what is in the jug, not evidence that anything was cleaned better. Tell me in the comments below, what is your current monthly detergent bill, and have you tried making your own before? And if your grandmother or great-grandmother had her own laundry method, the bar soap in the tub, the bluing agent, the washboard, share the family memory. I read every single one. Next time I'm walking you through the Amish fix for rust. A $3 solution that makes any metal surface rust-proof permanently. No sanding, no painting, no commercial rust remover. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Until then, buy the 3 ingredients. Grate the soap. Mix it together. Stop paying $32 every 13 days for a jug of petroleum chemicals and synthetic fragrance that your great-grandmother never needed. That is the Amish fix.